Happy Monday, and thank you for taking the time to be here today. We are taking a moment from kind of navigating some of the stressors of last week with stock market investment, and I did create a video on that topic that I will repost this week. But today we're taking a small break to celebrate. This is an exciting day in our household. The final tuition payment for the final kid in school was paid. Sometimes it is really hard to set a goal that won't be recognized until 20 years in the future and to stay motivated to see it through. College tuition for us was a goal for our children, but with finding a balance, the goal was never to sacrifice retirement or savings for other important things, but for us, we were able to put it, I guess, in our top 5. And I share our journey as hopefully it will help you, but also there are a few lessons about what not to do along the way as well. So we started the 529 plans about 20 years ago when we sold a house and had a small gain, profit on the home that allowed us to put about $5,000 into each of the accounts. I will say now in hindsight that I should have used those funds to pay off my small student loan, but we got advice, we didn't know better then, and we did it, and we're here to talk about it and survived that decision. We didn't touch the funds though for 5 years, and they grew on their own at a reasonable pace in how they were invested. But over that 5-year period, I started doing more research on finances, and we got good advice from another advisor. Even though we didn't love hearing it at the time, we realized we needed to focus on paying off any debt, including that student loan, and also that the fees in the 529 plans that we had originally opened were a little bit high. So we rolled them over into our state plan and used low fee index funds. Once other debt was gone, and after we were able to contribute the amount that we wanted into our retirement accounts, we put a small amount through auto pay into the 529s. I think we started with about $25 per month and increased it to $50 over that time frame. This was a goal that we had discussed as a family, my spouse and I, and again, chose it as a top 5 priority, but we did need boundaries and guidelines. So about 10 years ago, we got advice again and really looked at tuition estimates and contribution amounts to see what was needed and what we could afford to do. We used an in-state tuition rate with inflation and targeted our goal for the 529 to fund 40% of the cost of college of 2 children. And then we did another calculation where we would cash flow 40% during the 4 to 6 years of overlapping college years, and that we wanted our children to be proactive in their own education goals and to contribute 20%. So this provided a good balance for us not to overfund the accounts and to also be able to pursue other goals concurrently. We increased our contributions gradually. So as we had more capacity during the last 10 years, we started at $250 a month and gradually built to about $1,000 a month. We did contribute a higher amount to our oldest child's college tuition, 529 account, because we were closer to that time frame and had to catch up a little bit. So we also knew that if there was a surplus in that account, that we could roll it over to a sibling beneficiary as well, if need be. So we paused funding at one point to buy a new older car for the new drivers. It felt like what was needed at the time. I know lots of mixed feelings about car purchases, but for us, we took that pause from the 529 and accomplished that goal and then went back to the 529 funding. So over the last 5 to 6 years, we have cash flowed monthly payments to the universities along with transfers for the 529. So we extended the time frame a bit as well. For us personally, we didn't do the savings just until the first day in college. We felt like we could continue to do some contributions during the college time frame, whether that was into the 529 or directly to tuition payments. Depends on your own state's 529 plan or the 529 plan you're in, what's most advantageous. One semester abroad for one of the students was actually less expensive than the anticipated institution tuition for that semester, so we saved a little bit there. But one student also took a few summer classes and we had some increased costs there. So there's going to be a little variability in the plan, and we had a little flexibility to be able to adapt to that. We are very excited and feel like we've won the lottery. I'm going to spin my chair around and did not even injure myself in the process. If I could throw confetti, I would. But we're now very excited to put that allocated amount towards other goals, things like additional towards financial independence, that retirement target date, maybe a home project in the future. But it was something that we really wanted to do. Both my husband and I had some student loans. It was our desire for our kids to save and contribute to their education, but not have debt. We had conversations with them at the start of high school about what we could contribute and what we expected from them. And I think those conversations were helpful. There was no ambiguity about what we could and should do. I'm looking forward to celebrating another graduation in just a few weeks. I do student loan work for clients and have no minimum assets to work with clients because I remember very well being in that same space and place. The difficulty of not getting advice and then getting advice that maybe wasn't ideal for us, to the experience of getting really good feedback, even when we didn't want to hear it, and then getting some great advice about how to put an action plan in process really helped us solidify what we needed to do and have a little bit of flexibility to tweak it when we need it. So thank you for being here on Fresh Squeezed on a Monday, and remember to try to stay calm, and we will navigate new territory or territory that we've had before with things like stock market ups and downs, things like navigating tuition, education, savings goals. But I appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a great rest of the week.